Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is moving my mouse down the notification tray, 7:18 a.m. on Wednesday, the 17th of October, and I have plastic bottles that are making noises over there. How about that? I just drained the remnants of a 2-liter bottle of store soda, and in my lap, I had running around a little Dr. Snurf. And I put some of that Lotrimin slash stuff right back here because he was getting a little bit thin, and I don't want him to lose his fur if it's a fungus, so just in case, I threw that down. He's a sweetheart, but he's been having adventures, and I'm sure he wants to go back, and he's been having adventures, really. He's been running around in the keyboard garage, he's been running around in my lap, he's been going all sorts of places. So I'm going to put him back before he does something silly and jumps. There you go, little guy. Thank you very, very much. Go ahead and slide the lid back so that you can rest. Yay! He's a good little guy. Now, unfortunately, he's only one of 2 hamsters I have now. Yesterday, Charvie lost the fight and crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and I cried last night because they may be small, they may be tiny little personalities, but hamsters are... they're pets, and every time they die, they leave a little pet-sized hole in your heart that they really never heal. So it had to have been an underlying issue which caused his fur loss. It had to have been. The stuff that I put on him, that didn't hurt him. But, and this is what I've been worrying about, if there was an underlying cause like Crohn's disease or diabetes, because apparently one of the bad things that happened way back when they first discovered hamsters in the 30s and discovered the first Syrian breeding pair, they bred diabetes into hamsters, so that they could deal with diabetes in the laboratories, and whenever they had excess hamsters, they would just sell them to pet stores, and so diabetes-ridden hamsters have been out in the environment for ages, and so he might have just had diabetes or Crohn's disease or something bad. And it just, when you have something like that, it can affect your skin and your fur, or if you're human, all of your hair. So, poor little guy, he finally lost the fight, he died, and I cried. But he's not hurting for anything anymore, and that's good. It's just, it is sad. So, hopefully, I'll be able to grab another hamster or 2 in the next couple months. I don't need many. I only want to have like 3, 4, 5 at the most. And even that's like starting to be a lot. But I've got enough bins now that I can have a fair amount. There's just 2. But it's okay. I mean, they're good little guys. And yeah, horrible stuff happens to hamsters as well as people. I mean, I had one little hamster that was called Bumbles. Back when I used to live in my brother-in-law's garage, he was in some of my videos, I think. But he was slightly bigger than, like, you saw how big Dr. Snurf is. He's a little bit on the slightly tinyish side for a Syrian. He's probably going to grow a little bit more, but you know, that's medium-sized, and that's okay. Bumbles was large to just extra large. Not fat, he was just long and then slightly bigger, but he was one of those gentle giant types. He was such a good little guy. And then one day, he had a massive stroke. Oh my gosh, it was massive stroke, and you could tell because hamster faces, you saw his hamster face, they're kind of tight. They're tight. And when Bumbles, he actually recovered and lived for a week. but he could only move shakily and slowly. And he ate and he drank, but it eventually was just too much. And after a week, he died. But his face just drooped. And it is sad to see a hamster face drooping like that because of the stroke they've had. So everybody is heir to the failings of the flesh. Doesn't matter if you're small and fuzzy or big and fuzzy. Which is unfortunate that we're in the middle of the biggest die-off extinction event, well, almost ever. We have wiped out like 75% of the species on the planet. So, well, it's not that big yet, but we are, well, actually it might be, but we have been wiping out everything else on the face of the planet to the point we are an extinction event. The only thing that was as bad as what's happening right now is what was called like the big die-off. Back, God, what was it? When like 90% of everything on land and 70% on everything in the water died. Well, we're doing that right now, except worse. So, yay. But life is life, so. There was something else I'd wanted to talk about. I walked to the store, and so I was, I had to think about stuff on my way there, and then I think about stuff on my way back. I haven't been awake for very long. I have and I haven't. I actually woke up at 5:30. Oh, my back was killing me so bad. You know my back is hurting when I roll onto my right side, because I can't sleep on my right side. It hurts to lay on my right side. So when I lay on my right side, because my left side hurts, oh boy, you know my left side is really hurting. So I was up at 5:30. Took me till about 6 o'clock to fully get up and moving, but then I was on the road and I was walking to the store. I bought 2 bottles of not highly caffeinated, but caffeinated beverages. In fact, it's just the, ow, sorry about that, Hammy. I didn't hit the hamster, I just hit the cage. And he didn't even know I did that. He's on the other side. I don't know why, I apologize. But it's just store brand cola. It's on sale, it's on perpetual sale. It's like $1 for a bottle. And even though I've only got $20 for food, I like being addicted to caffeine. You do work better mentally and physically when you're addicted to caffeine, as long as you get your fix. It's when you don't that's bad, because when you taper off and go caffeine free, it's like, let's just say this is your baseline normality. If you are addicted to and getting your fix of caffeine, you actually work at this level. You do work better mentally and physically. You're up at this level. But if you drop down and stop taking caffeine for months, you work down here. For months, you work sub-level before you get back up to your baseline. So, yeah. There's negatives and positives to everything, and so being addicted to caffeine is good, good. There are, of course, people that are very sensitive to caffeine, and so it's very bad. And there are people that are sensitive to the point with caffeine that if they drink caffeine past, noon, then they're not going to be able to sleep. So that's unfortunate. At one point, I had been drinking and had become so addicted to caffeine that I could take highly caffeinated beverages to slow down enough to go to bed and go to sleep. So now I try not to drink as much caffeine in the late evening. I try not to drink as much caffeine in the afternoon. I try. I have actually cut myself down incredibly. When I was married to my wife, I used to drink 2 bottles of soda every single day. They were diet, but They were 3-liter bottles. So I was drinking 6 liters of diet caffeinated cola each and every day. And those add up. Not just money. I would go to Walmart and put 40 bottles of soda into the cart, and then in my van it would fill the cart, heaping. It would fill the van, and then I would drink those for the month, 2 a day. Now by that time I graduated from the 2 3-liter bottles to the 2 2-liter bottles. And if you got a Rite Aid, I don't know if Rite Aid is just a West Coast thing or a Northern West Coast thing, or if it's a all across the countryside thing, and names change depending on where you are. After all, there is a local chain of groceries, local chain started up in Bellingham called Hagen's, and they've spread out all over. So if you're in Washington State, especially up in the Pacific Northwest, if you've heard of Hagen's, they started up there. They've also spread out. If you've got a Top Foods in your area, it's a Hagen's. They just changed the name because Hagen works for the hipster crowd in the college town of Bellingham, but not so well for the rest of the world apparently, or the rest of Washington State, because there's a Top Foods in Olympia. They've spread out. I can't remember what I was even talking about that. Oh well though. I'm just rambling, so I'm not worried. It's not like I had a point that I'm trying to make. Oh look, Amelia Kitty. Hello Amelia Kitty. Amelia just came in the window and she's staring at me. She wants food. So I'm gonna have to feed her in just a bit. Oh, I hadn't realized the pumpkin was facing that direction. What is that? Oh, I didn't realize I had a wad of plastic bags back there. That was from this morning with the grabbing the soda bottles. How sloppy of me. My sincere apologies. There actually is something that I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it is now, and so my sincere apologies. What I'll just say, though, is, yay, I am, coming up on Countdown to 56, where the 26th is my birthday. And I have an appointment on the 25th at the VA to go and see about the pain in my abdomen and more down below, and it's like, I gotta get this figured out. It may not be cancer. After all, I've worked in healthcare for 15 years. I wasn't a doctor. I wasn't a physician's assistant. I didn't work in a hospital. I went through, you did rotation in the hospital while you were taking the LPN classes, licensed practical nurse classes, and I went through 90% of the LPN class before I had to be exited because of my alcoholism. So I was almost a licensed practical nurse, and I did a damn good job. Everybody I worked with liked me. I learned my stuff and I did my stuff good. I just thought drinking was more important at the time. But I spent 15 years as a nurse's aide, and I know what makes the human body live, and I know what makes the human body die. And just because there's pain, just because there's stuff, doesn't mean it's necessarily cancer. There's literally 1,001 things that can go wrong. Some much more likely than others, of course, but there's 1,000 different things that can go wrong. You can have a varicose vein inside your body, not just on your skin. You can have all sorts of things happening. So my wife thought it was a pinched nerve. Could be a pinched nerve. Could be underneath the pain of the pinched nerve, something else is happening that also causes pain that is masked by the pinched nerve. Because it's hurt for 10 years. It's just, it hurts a lot now. But I can't feel anything when I go poking and prodding, so could be my liver, could be anything. But I'm grateful to be alive now. I should have died from my alcoholism. I should have died when I overdosed on methadone. Every day I'm alive is a day that I shouldn't be here. I can't complain that maybe I'm gonna die next year. I should have died 18 years ago. Every single day is a day that I shouldn't even have had. I'm not going to complain that I'm getting less than 20 years. I've been getting a bonus every single day. Thumbs up for that. And hey, I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I went through and I did that special. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people, and it's arranged because I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, but with my depression, my fibro, widower brain, and more, I forget things really, really easily. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're not good at names. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. So whether it was a good comment, a bad comment, and a different comment, the fact is you left me a comment. Thank you very, very much. So, calling back up my crew, we have Hannah, P.S. Thank you very, very much. And Molasang Magosi. Boy, I sure hope I'm close, but I bet I'm not. Callie, thank you very, very much. And Zilikami Yak, thank you very much. Sloth Bro, I like the name. And Kathy Kitcat, greatly appreciated. Suliasi Allah, thank you very, very much. Dalton Swayze, greatly appreciated. Grace, thumbs up and thank you. Album 10 Gaming, thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Aquos Alexander, I sure hope I'm close, probably not, but thank you. Lust for Awesomeness, that's the best kind of lust to have. Zanderich, greatly appreciated. Brian Glenn, thumbs up and thank you. Buck Music, VUCC, greatly appreciated. Pandora, NYC1, thumbs up and thank you. Thomas S. And no, I don't think Christianity is evil. As I've said before, my wife and I were baptized Christian in 2004. I think organized religion is a method of control. There's nothing wrong with belief. There's nothing wrong with spirituality. Organized religion is for control. That's all I'm saying. And thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you continue to do so. And Jessica, which direction am I running? Hopefully it's this direction. Thank you very, very much. And Tom Haynes, greatly appreciated. Kepala Kepi, thumbs up and thank you. Jacob Rogers, thank you very, very much. And Marston, thumbs up. Potato Tron, greatly appreciated. And John Gable, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Chad Chin. Thank you all very, very much. You get me out of this cramped and sort of, well, it's wet inside of there, a dark skull of mine, and out into the real world, dealing with actual people. It's a very good thing. And I discovered today that the muscles and nerves of the tongue are linked to the muscles and nerves of hands and hand gestures. They are inextricably linked. It's a very primitive link, but it is a link between neurologically between your hands and your tongue. Must be why I gesture so much when I talk, but when I'm not, I don't. How about that? I think we all learned something today, or at least I did. Check it out. It's on the Today I Found Out. That was my first and only I hope. The Today I Learned channel. It's a very, very good thing. And if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. I'm hoping to get my blog up and working again real soon. Brian Glenn is working on trying to get a website going for me, so definitely a thumbs up. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron, that would be beautiful and awesome. I am always on the edge of financial disaster, so if you could, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes, I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, there we go. I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. Well, shuckle my duckle. Hopefully I'm going to have a reaction video today. Depends on the state of my emotional vulnerability. Hopefully a game video. Hopefully a game video for the game channel. I want to live stream. I keep falling asleep, and I'm very, very sorry. But you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and thank you very much for coming along with me on this daily journey of exploration. It is appreciated.